After evaluating Zero Company's manufacturing process, management decides to establish standards of 1.4 hours of direct labor per unit of product and $15 per hour for the labor rate. During October, the company uses 3,660 hours of direct labor at a $32,940 total cost to produce 3,500 units of product. In November, the company uses 4,340 hours of direct labor at a $34,720 total cost to produce 3,500 units of product. So, rate variance for labor is going to be the actual hours times the difference between the actual rate and the standard rate. And let's plug in what we know. We know the actual hours, let's see here, the actual hours are 3660. That's the actual hours of direct labor. The actual rate we don't know, but we do know the standard rate is $15 per hour for labor. So, October, we spent $32,940 for direct labor, and that was 3,660 hours. That's the actual hours we had. So that's an actual rate of $9 per hour, and we can plug that actual rate in there. And you can see that the actual rate is a lot lower than the standard rate, so it looks like our variance is going to be, our rate variance is going to be favorable, but let's see how many dollars that's going to be favorable. It's going to be favorable by $21,960. That is, the difference between 9 and 15 is 6. 6 times the 3660 is going to be 21,960. And I have a little notation here that AH stands for actual hours and AR stands for actual rate in that little formula. All right, let's go on. The efficiency variance for labor is going to be the standard rate times the difference between the actual hours and the standard hours. And let's plug in what we know there. The standard rate is $15. Let's see here. It says direct labor rate was $15 per hour, so that's $15 there. The actual hours we had during this month was 3660. We've gotten that before, but there it is right there. Actual hours of use is 3660. The standard rate, excuse me, the standard hours we don't know, but we can do some calculating here. For October, we made 3,500 units, and the standard is at 1.4 hours of direct labor per unit. So if we made 3,500 units, the standard hours should have been 4,900 standard hours. So we'll plug that in, and hopefully you can see that if the standard to make those units was 4,900 and we had actual hours of 3,660, that means we're going to have a favorable efficiency variance, and we just need to figure out how many dollars that amounts to. So it's going to be the difference between 3,660 and 4,900. That difference multiplied times $15 will give us this favorable efficiency variance of $18,600. And then I got a little notation that standard rate is what the SR stands for, and standard hours is what the ASH stands for. Now, I think another part of this problem is finding the total labor variance. Well, the total labor variance is going to be the rate, which we figured that rate variance, plus the efficiency variance. In this case, it's going to be the rate variance was favorable to the tune of 21,960, and the efficiency variance was also favorable to the tune of 18,600. So we're going to have a total labor variance of 40,560, and it's all going to be favorable. Now, if this had been unfavorable, you just combine the unfavorable to the favorable, and this had been, you know, a net unfavorable variance. If this had been unfavorable, So if it's an unfavorable variance, you got to subtract the 2. If they're both at the same sign, then you add the 2. And I believe we're done.